Deuce close. Mastering Madden.
So obviously the nickel 335 odd Crossfire is the dominant defense that you're going to see, lately in Madden. Pretty much, at least on the competitive side, 99% of people are running it. And then I'm sure on weekend league and stuff like that, everybody's running it there as well because it's really good. I mean, it's really hard to block. The pressure comes in quick, and then you still have 6 decent zones. You have 3 zones up top because you're not playing protect the sticks, so you have you're really limiting the big plays and one-play touchdowns. You have some aggressive flat zones, and then you have a user that doesn't really need to do too much in terms of, okay, the pressure is probably going to come in quickly, and then really they just need to bait the first couple routes that come across, and they're fine there. But there's actually still a lot of ways that we can attack it. Like at the end of the day, they are missing a zone in the middle, and if we can kind of flood that middle and make our user choose, then we can do a lot of good things here. Okay, so I've developed personally a lot of different ways that I can attack this defense through the running game and through the passing game. And what I found, this combination of using a C route and either a flat route or a vertical, and you'll see why I use those right away, has really been working for me. So C routes haven't really been popular this year. The past couple of years, they were really the go-to route in terms of defeating any zones. Really, no zones could really cover it. This year, it's the deep crosses, of course. But the C route actually has a lot of good things going for it. Namely, that we can use it for the quick passing game. Okay, and we can also use it for deep shots too. Okay, so what I want to do here, how I want to attack the Crossfire, is quick passes that have potential for big plays. Okay, so what I'm going to come out here is in gun stack Y flex. You can do this really out of any formation. Most formations have C routes, the ones that are shown on corner strike here. Or, Madden calls it wide receiver corner route, I guess. You have those in most formations. You can make this work. Or even, you can make it work with the deep route specialist. I think you can make a C route at anything. But this particular formation, I think, gives you the best placement of them. Okay, and you'll see why right away. So this gun stack Y flex, I'm in Saints right now, but I think it's in a few other books. I think 8 or 9 other books. If you want to see if it's in yours, you can go on something like MaddenFocus.com and just search gun stack Y flex and see if you can use it. Otherwise, you can try to find it in another formation if you want. So I'm going to come out in corner strike and then nickel 335 odd, LB cross 3 show 2, and we'll flip it. And I believe the setup is something like this. Base the line, protect the sticks, spread these guys out, do this, do that, do that. And it's something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. So what's going to happen now is, obviously, we're going to block the running back. Every time you're coming up against 335 odd, just block the running back. Crossfire is probably going to come, and you're going to need that extra blocker, otherwise you're probably going to get a sack. And then on the left and on the right, you see pretty much 2 similar concepts here. You have some flat type route, and then you have 2 C routes. The one on the left is a little bit shorter, but you can actually smart route that up. Okay, so what we want to do is attack that half zone. Okay, so that zone between the numbers, or depending on if you're on the boundary or on the field, but kind of around the numbers, between the hash mark and the numbers, where the flat zones really aren't, because they're further out, especially with these flat routes that are going to pull them out. And then in the middle here, you have 2 nice vertical routes that are going to stress that user linebacker. Because again, he doesn't have to, he's the only zone in the middle here. So he's going to have to choose left, or he's going to have to choose right. Okay, so once you snap the ball, you're just going to look, if he takes a step this way, we're going to throw left. If he takes a step this way, we're going to throw right. And sometimes it's even made obvious for you. Sometimes they'll line up here, and it's made a lot easier for you. But again, the idea is that we want to throw it quick and have a potential for a bigger play. Okay, so right now he's not going to pick either, but I'm just going to show you the things we want to do here. And I prefer to get wide receivers that have that 88 spin threshold, so that when we catch that ball quick and in stride, we should be able to make at least one defender miss. Okay, and then maybe more from there. So we have that big play potential in terms of we're getting the ball quick. Maybe we pick up the blitz, maybe we don't. If we don't, we're still going to get it out before he gets to us. And you see right there, we get 10 yards, and, you know, maybe if I was a little quicker on the sticks, I maybe could have made this this cornerback miss. Or was it the flat defender? No, it was cornerback. On the other side here, you can see I could have just as well thrown to him. So you see he's open here. Now, usually when I'm playing, the user will take this guy. Well, maybe not usually. Maybe like 55-60% he'll take this guy here. Okay, so even if he does, I got this guy. But if he goes this way, I got this way. So he's gonna have to choose. He can't. It's not like a drag and a crosser, or a drag and a deep in, or a drag and a follow route where he can kind of cover both routes. There's no way he can cover both, and even he can't even really bait you here because the separation is so good, and the distance is pretty close to the quarterback that you should be able to get away with it. Okay, so again, I can just simulate here with this. To show you how the right side will get open. So just like that. Okay, so you can do that all the way up the field. Now, obviously, you can't do this on every play. Sometimes they'll do something crazy, like add an extra man coverage there to take one side and take the other side. They even as limited of a coverage as this is, they can probably do something in terms of shutting you down if they know exactly what you're doing. But for most cases, you can do this. And actually, this works really, really well in the end zone, by the way. That's something I might go on to later on in this video, but it's there for you as well. Another thing is that 3rd and long, 4th and long, you can smart route these C routes all the way up there. So they'll have this inside stem, and then they'll basically have a 15, 20-yard vertical pattern that you can use to get that first down. Okay, so if you need a first down, this is also there for you. Okay, so what else do I want to show you? This doesn't need to be cloud flats for it to work. Okay, even seam flats and even curl flats, the spacing is a little bit tighter, but you can still throw it in there. Okay, that time obviously the user would have picked that up, but I have the left side again. You know, I'm just picking the side that the user's not there. Other things, okay. Let's even put this to the other side of the field. Obviously, it's going to work on either side because the formation is pretty symmetrical. Other things like this. If you don't want to go to C route every single time, you also have this speed out from Julio Jones here. If you notice that the safety is not brought up, sometimes they'll bring up the safeties kind of close. But if they're really deep like that, you can sometimes get away with this right here and get a few yards right there. Okay, so that's something to kind of to look into. You know, those C routes aren't your only options. You have other things. So say if they're going here, they're trying to stop that C route with the man coverage there. Well, then you're wide open right here with the speed out. And then you can spin him, and then you can take that upfield. So even just stock, you have a lot of options here. Okay, so that's kind of my standard setup here. I mentioned the speed out. I mentioned how you can smart route. I mean, you'll definitely want to smart route the left side because it's a little too short anyway, but you can smart route it if you're on 3rd and long, 4th and long, 2nd and long, which, you know, sometimes you might be if you keep coming up against this crossfire. But you also have opportunities for deeper, you know, not to mention, you know, catching it in stride and making somebody miss for a big gain. But you also have this option if you want to take one of the sides and convert the flat to a streak. Okay, so you can pick any side you want, really. Sometimes it works a little bit better to the closer side, to the boundary. But what that's going to do is that's going to obviously drive off any deep zones. And that C route is going to get to that sweet spot again that we talked about that can't really be covered by any zones, right? Deep zones don't react to something that low, and flat zones don't react to something that high. Okay, this is, in my opinion, the biggest issue with the game today. But while it's here, you might as well use it. Okay, so let's set things up again here. Okay, the common setup here. We'll block our running back. And then we'll show you, we're just going to wait. and we're going to throw that ball there. Okay, and I'll show you on the other side how both sides were able to get open there. So obviously this guy got open here, so we're just going to wait for him to go above. And that time I had an outside pass lead, but the best thing really to do is inside and up pass lead so that he can catch it, and then he can catch it in stride. And that's a little bit easier to do to the field here. You see how this guy was wide open as well. I could have just easily thrown to him. By the way, also this one doesn't matter. Even just full-on match principle here, assuming I have time in the pocket here, he's going to be able to get open here. Just like this, and then maybe you can make this guy miss if you had that spin threshold. So a lot that you can do already. And you can, you don't have to do symmetrical, obviously. You can keep one side as your shot play and one side as your quick play. So if the user takes away the quick, well, you got a little bit of time, you can go to the deep shot. Now, that's assuming that you trust your running back and see if you have a little bit of time in the pocket, you have that option. So that's really, really, really good. A lot of options there in terms of hitting the flat, hitting the C routes for that quick gain. And yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, but that's not even really it. So we have a lot of other great plays. This Z-spot play is really good. I think I touched on it before, or touched on something similar before in another video. That's really good. This fade out is really good. This PA read is really good. Obviously, you can see that crosshair there is going to be something that's tough to stop, and a lot of other really good things. So if you guys want to see that, let's see if we can get maybe 100 likes on this video. I'll definitely come out with a video covering all of those in one video. But as good as those are, your base is still this. Okay, this is still the best thing that you can possibly do, where users are going to have to pick one side, the flats aren't going to be able to cover this, and you're going to have 10 easy yards all day long. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Definitely leave a like if A, you liked it, and B, you want to see the rest of this formation, which I consider a 3-3-5 odd killer. Now, it's not actually great against a lot of other things like cover 2 and some of the other spot drop coverages, but it's really, really good against this 3-3-5 odd, which, again, most people are running nowadays. Okay, so that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one.